Welcome to the December 11th, 2017 Advance Report from McGowanGroup Asset Management clients and NetWorthRadio.com listeners. Today, some important lessons and a forward look at what could be one of the best categories of 2018. And here we see a lesson. Back in 2009, we cheekily labeled one of our research reports 20 companies that will not die. And we believed they wouldn't die, and that proved to be true. In this case, one of them was Whole Foods. Out of favor stocks, right? March 9th of 09 was kind of the culmination of that bear cycle. And you could see Whole Foods market, which was on the list, rising from below 10 to actually above $60 at its peak in 2013. What's the lesson here? Well, the first is the out of favor category often represents the best bargains, especially in tax loss selling season when people are giving up and just booking a tax reduction without regard to value. What category might that be for 2018 producing income and gain potential? This is the bear market in oil prices. You can see the big declines, and this is amidst a bull market cycle in the S&P 500 and of course US equity prices. Instead, oil prices went from above 100 to a low of $27 in February of 2016. Now we're sitting at about $57, $58 with a forecast that is at least going to be stable. Notice that bear market cycle ended back at the beginning of 2016, but we have a dichotomy. Back in 2014, the rage, of course, were the master limited partnerships, energy infrastructure. These are pipelines for natural gas and oil. Liquid natural gas exportation is one of the big themes. But notice, amidst the oil price recovery, the shares of this index in master limited partnerships, which was the rage in 2014, well, capitulation. Investors look like they're giving up. Money flows out. Part of this is tax loss selling season, as we referenced, without regard to value. As it turns out, this category has big dividends and can offer a pay raise with some gain potential. This is sold off while the oil markets have filled back in. That dichotomy represents what we believe to be one of the key opportunities for 2018. Why? Inflation could return based on energy and also based upon what we're seeing in the labor market. So if you're worried about inflation, capturing some relatively large dividends and some gain potential from this category could be your best inflation hedge before the rates spike, and fixed income could then become a bargain. And if that happens, we could rotate that potentially at the end of next year. So you can see the 2018 strategy. Get a pay raise from big dividend, energy infrastructure that's inflation friendly, and continue to monitor with the Federal Reserve short-term rate increases, December 13th, likely to go to 1.25 based upon the T-bill, and the long rates have actually dropped in that. So it means if inflation returns in latter 2018, we could get some cheap tax-free bonds below par value, we hope. All right, this is inflation-friendly crude oil. Those are crude oil prices, and of course the light blue line represents inflation. One of the reasons for this dichotomy, wage push inflation, at least keeping the CPI moving upward, and now with oil prices moving upward, you could see the value that commodities provide as an inflation hedge, but you want the type of commodities that are not speculative. You want the assets that are like a toll booth, and that's a pipeline. All right, just for fun, here's Bitcoin. Went all the way to 17,000, it collapsed at the end of the week. But Bitcoin being a cryptocurrency, a digital currency, it's a file that sits on your, hopefully your cloud drive for safety. And it's all the rage right now. This is one of the biggest bubbles of 2017. And at some point, programming capability could lead to unlimited supply and an eventual collapse for the global cryptocurrency Bitcoin, with about 250 billion now actually in total circulation. So this one, just for fun, we'll keep you posted. It's not something we would do, and yes, we admit that we missed that Bitcoin run up because it doesn't fall in our wheelhouse. I'm Spencer McGowan, President, McGowanGroup Asset Management. Tune in each week on YouTube for the charts, the graphs, the lessons, and the forward investment strategy that can make a huge difference for you and your family. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next week.